liking you or wanting to be with you, that doesn't necessarily mean pouring into you. That doesn't mean an exchange of value. That doesn't mean taking care of you the way you take care of them or any type of reciprocation. That means just liking the way you make them feel. Perhaps it's security. Perhaps it's the emotional feeling. Perhaps it's the support. But it's definitely a situation that's about them. And that's what the modern relationship offers men, an opportunity to sacrifice and give his life to servitude to a woman that only thinks about her. And that's what the modern woman has become. Influenced with social media, delusional. Only thing they watch and consume is content about what men need to be for them. Have a conversation today about how men are supposed to be treated in a relationship. What are men supposed to get out of a relationship? And you'll be called all kinds of names up and down. How to take care of your man. How to keep your man happy. What you need to do to maintain a good long-term relationship. Male psychology. You go down the list of things that would actually add some value to men's life, and there is no content. In fact, man, you try and have this conversation, even some of the jellybacks will get on you, and the conversation always revert back to women. That doesn't sound appetizing because there's nothing in it for you other than servitude. Now, you may be able to produce some legacy if you want to have kids, but understand that in terms of you, you're going to be alone as a man. Married or single, both men are alone. Only difference is the single man gets a cheaper life, but on less responsibility, less aggravation, less irritation, and more freedom. But damn sure one thing's for certain, you're going to be alone. It's just that you're going to be alone with a hell of a lot more responsibility and a hell of a lot more liabilities and a hell of a lot more torture and punishment and cruelty. That will happen to you as a married man. But in terms of getting any joy, this is a gynocentric society here in the West, a gynocracy, a woman-centered environment. Even if your intentions are good, even if you're getting the girlfriend's experience in the beginning, it's going to revert to a situation in order to keep, because of the legal constraints, the legal things that put a tremendous amount of liability on a man financially. He's given up the court of public opinion, the social order, the legal system. You are 1,000% held to a level of accountability and responsibility. And the system will make sure they crucify you if you don't adhere to this responsibility. That's you. That's you as a man. Does that sound like something that's any fair exchange or any fair value? What is it in it for you other than being in close proximity to PreOwned? That's it. That's all. That doesn't mean you're going to get it delivered to you with any type of enthusiasm or any type of happiness or pleasure. You're probably going to get some procedural sex. I call it procedural sex or marital missionary or low effort energy type of experience for most men after the girlfriend experience, after the honeymoon phase is over, after it's all said and done. It all ends up that way. I don't give a damn whether you think you're the top alpha dog, the whatever else. And my thing is this: if you want to be kicked in the balls and nut crunching, nut busted all your life, good for you. If you want to hang out with ball busters, good for you. That's your prerogative. But don't go into it thinking that you are going to get any type of pleasurable experience in the long term as a man in this society. Look at the conversations today, even in the red pill spaces, where they talk about bossing up, leveling up, being better, doing better, being this better. Granted, that will get you outcome. You will have more access to PreOwned, but that's about it. Try marrying one of them. See what happens to you in the long term. But the question becomes, what exactly are you getting? Are you getting a pathway for more happiness, more peace, more enjoyable experiences with women? Absolutely not. You're just getting more access to PreOwned. That's just pretty much it. Because again, you're dealing with a system, a situation with social media that has created an environment of entitled narcissists, social media addicted narcissists, Instagram, attention, validation, everything that's centered around them, their happiness, what they should be receiving They extract energy, time, attention, money, value, extraction. And all you're getting is pre-owned. That's it. Then it's not like they have the skills of the past. You're not getting any of that nurturing, feminine, loving type of situation that you think you're going to get. Affection or any of that delivered in a way that's going to put a smile on your face. In fact, after the irritation and after the torment and after the listening and dealing with all the bullshit, you might not even want that pre-owned no more. You just might want to go sit beautiful by a beautiful river and relax and kick back and chill. You ever, like I said in my last video, you ever seen that guy parked at the park, that married guy, at late in the evening time, 7, 8 o'clock at night, it's dark, he's got the 1,000-yard stare in his eye, looking into the river. He don't want to go home. That's the life. Not all men are like that. Some men just, give up and they just start drinking and go to the basement. They just drink beer. You see the big bear bellies on them. They've had enough. She's insufferable. They find something to do. Maybe they're smart. They go to the gym and go to the workshop and do some hobbies or some passions or whatever else. But they don't enjoy sex anymore. They may maybe get a monthly procedural sex to empty out their balls or whatever else. That's about it. But everything else is duty and responsibility. Responsibility and duty. And most of it is irritation. Where they're spending time with family and friends and around people they don't even like. Everybody has a group, couples that they hang around, that the behavior of the men are basically like watching other cucked men sit around, worship, happy wife, happy life, telling them how, wonderful, the wife worship club of cucked men, they all get together and sit around and deal with them. The wife is checked out. She's probably fat and obese and don't even want to have sex anymore. And there's all kinds of problems going on in those situations. That's what you have to look forward to for most men. That doesn't sound appetizing or interesting, but that's the reality of life. That's why I say single men have no idea, and I'm a single guy, how privileged, how great, how blessed they are that these women don't like you. Imagine that. Somebody who wants to have a life with you or wants to be with you and kick you in the balls every day. If you want to be kicked in the balls, let me help you out, okay? If you want somebody to see these right here, these are some size 16s. I'll happily kick you. If you want to be kicked in the balls, I'll give you a nice good kick if you want it. Oh, I got to replace these. There you go. Save yourself all the hassle of going through all the legal procedure. Hey, look, if you're into that type of torture, I call it C&B torture. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, I'll give you at least I'll kick you one time. She's going to kick you every day in your sack. And your freedom, your mental health, and everything else. Even your physical health. Getting in the gym, doing the things you want to do. Not all men. Some guys can stay married and stay fit and stay in the gym. Not all women are this way. So all police don't come in here at the end of the day. Because what they're going to have, these jellybacks will come in here and they're going to give antidotal people kick rocks, you antidotal kick. Don't let me get on you antidotal people. I'm talking about the general society in the West. Your situation is unique to you, but you don't represent the masses out here. Trust me, a peaceful life has been around. I've been to multiple domestics of all income level. And every guy that comes in here with an anecdotal experience, in about 3 years, he comes back and he was like, oh, peaceful life, you're right. Because he just got cooked. Or they come in here virtue signaling or whatever else. That the first time you do, and if you don't have any compassion for men, you know who's next? You. That's what happens. When you come in here with your virtue signaling, your religious, thumping and gaslighting, nose next up on the chopping board, you. Because you refuse to identify with the experiences of other men that are dealing with situations, and you think you have some type of superior, wisdom or knowledge of life, when in reality, it's just a journey every day that we go through as men. And we have to live and adapt and keep it moving and keep positive. But the great reality is that you dudes are lucky that these women don't like you like that, because they have not been trained or raised to be under the leadership of men. So what you will have in your house is chaos, suffering, mental torture. So hopefully that changes. But in any instances, most of them get into relationships now because of financial reasons, because maybe their biological clock is ticking and they want to have babies. But it's not about you. It's damn sure not about you. They don't plan to serve you. Some of them can't even cook. Forget about doing anything in the kitchen or offering you any type of service or anything else. That's not happening. You're going to be cooking. You're going to be cleaning. You're going to be doing your own laundry, because they've not been raised to be those types of women. That's not doing it. That's just not going to happen. That fantasy, whatever. You may find a certain percentage of women that were raised with certain things. The 10% women, you snatch them up. I'm not anti-relationship, but in generally speaking, you're not getting this values of, any traditionalism and all that stuff that you think you're getting. Those days are gone. You're going to get a social media addicted narcissist, mostly feminist or covert feminist, pretending to be conservative. And once the honeymoon phase is over, the girlfriend experience is over, that's when the fire is going to hit your ass. And you're going to be praying to God to return you back to your freedom in your single life. That's the reality of the modern day. That's the reality of this social media era of society. Don't matter if they go to the church. Church don't matter. They go to church. Basically, most of them, I call them Christian feminist women. They're going to be ball busting. They're not trying to listen to you, obey, or follow leadership, or follow the Bible. They just want to use that to get themselves in a good situation economically, and to hold you accountable to what they think the Bible says about your responsibility to pay for their life. But following your leadership, no. They'll listen to the pastor, but they ain't going to listen to you. They'll listen to the man at the guy at the job, but they're certainly not going to listen to you. In fact, anything, they think that you are a servant for their life, and what they feel is priority. And your whole autonomy and identity and what you like as a man is gone. Again, I'm not anti-relationship. I am pro-peace, anti-torture. There are no solutions, only trade-offs. Make sure you hit the like button. Peace and blessings. I'm out.